flight, and we're flying on Turkish Airlines. So there are two more carriers, Pegasus and Sun Express. And this is the Nevşehir terminal. It's a really small terminal, so yeah, that's about it. And now this is the shuttle bus. So basically, we taken a shuttle service, which was pre-arranged with a hotel, and that will drop us to Göreme. So there are two options. One is Göreme and the other is Uçhisar. These are the two cities in Cappadocia where you can stay. But basis the reviews that we read on TripAdvisor, we realized that Göreme has more options within the city, and it's also closer to the other places of interest from a tourist point of view. Good morning, people. Welcome to day 2, and we are in Göreme, and this place is raining. It's a bit cold. I mean, bit is an understatement. It's quite freezing. It's raining, and we're just hoping for the weather to settle down before we can step out and explore the city. But like I said earlier, this architecture is so different. So very close to the main market is this place called Vineyard Cave Hotel where we are staying. We found it on booking.com. It had excellent reviews and a rating of 9. And it belongs to this person called as Osman. It's his ancestral home, which is now converted into a hotel. Very warm and caring people, and very friendly as well. So this is definitely recommended. And even if not this, you should definitely stay in a cave hotel. We got like a suite. It was a very different experience to stay in, but quite a cozy one then. I'm a huge breakfast lover, so there's a fairly decent spread here. A lot of cold cuts, different kinds of cheese, different kinds of nuts, and of course eggs as well, and apple tea. So today we're doing a green tour. It takes you to 5 to 6 places marked on that map, and it costs you 60 euros for a private car and driver where 3 or 4 people can join. Or the other option is 70 euros, I think, in a group tour. Just the difference is that the group tour includes lunch, and it includes, I think, entrance fees as well. And I'm also in the middle of it, if you can see me. Wow, it's snowing really badly, and I hope I don't fall sick, but then who cares. We've reached Kaymakli Underground City, and we are going to be heading in the other direction now and just follow that group there. That's where you see, that's the entrance to it, and we just stopped outside that to this place to buy gloves. So this is what they are. This is not for people with claustrophobia, and if you're anything above 5'6", you will have to bend a lot. And I wonder how people in those times lived in such places. So there's options for you to take a tour guide who will give you insights into the place and also walk you through it. But if you're not doing that, try and follow a group so that you don't lose your way out, because the arrow markers can be a little difficult to navigate if you do get lost somewhere. Finally seen light at the end of the tunnel. It was a very nice experience to sort of explore something. Walk like literally 3 levels down in that tiny space. It can get a bit hot inside, to be honest, so if you're wearing a couple of layers and jackets, I suggest remove them, and you may start feeling a bit claustrophobic and uneasy. Well, the weather, I'm afraid, hasn't improved a bit. It's in fact gotten even worse. But we've managed to get to Ilhara Valley. Not really the point where he wanted to drop us, but we just sort of stopped by at one of these viewing points. And I'm just going to pan the camera to the Ilhara Valley. So all the groups also stop at this Belly Sirma restaurant. There's got a set menu. They have the lentil soup, they have the bread, then there's chicken casserole. There are other options as well like beef and stuff, and of course homemade fries. Just trying to get some warmth in this leg of the travel. I'm just trying to get some warmth wherever and whenever possible. Give you like a little overview of what things around me look like. So this like really reminds me of Mumbai, and but this is the Pigeon Valley here, and you can feed the pigeons. I think you can buy some grains for 2 lira and feed the pigeons as well. But just other than that, the view from here is outstanding, and especially to see those landscapes covered in snow. It's around 4 p.m.ish, and finally the sun is out. It's giving a completely different look to Cappadocia, and this is where the green tour ends. We're back to the terrace of our cave hotel, and we're just going to spend the rest of our evening here sipping apple tea. So today we are starting with the red tour. It again takes us through 4 or 5 of these places, and today we are paying 40 euros because I think the time taken to cover this is way lesser than the green tour. There's also an option to do group tour, so you could check on that as well. I'm quite literally at Land's End, not the one in Bandra, the one in Cappadocia, and this is called as Love Valley. We had mild showers in the morning, a little bit of snow, but other than that, weather's holding up really well. So next up is this ceramics museum where everything is hand painted and handcrafted. Beautiful pieces, gifting pieces, but please negotiate well, and also check for Gure music. Pasabala Giri Oren Giri. Giris means entrance, at least by now I've learned that. So this is the entrance to the Mushroom Valley. A lot of souvenirs that can be picked up, lamps, the hot air balloons, clothes, t-shirts, all of that stuff. But everything needs to be negotiated well, because obviously there is a price tag different for tourists. So just do that bit properly. Things we do for content. This is apparently it's called Mushroom Hills, and there are quite a few of them. And our guide / driver told us please spend 1 hour here. Don't come back before an hour, because every time he tells us spend an hour, we spend total of 15-20 minutes and we come back. So he's a bit upset. He's like, please spend an hour, please explore the Mushroom Hills. Quick trek then to get to the top, and this is the view. So we asked them to drop us off to the main market because we just wanted to explore it by foot. It's not that big, but yeah, there are these few gift shops. There are some restaurant options here, and and it's just a nice stroll to take. So we've now come to this restaurant on in the main market, and that's a bit of the view from the restaurant. And yes, that brings us to the end of another evening here, and tomorrow is a big day for us. We actually had to move our flights because the hot air balloon wasn't happening, but finally it is. We're getting to witness this live, and we're going to be on it in literally a minute from now. Beware that if you're coming down in March, the weather is quite stormy, so the hot air balloon keeps getting cancelled. So try and keep your itinerary a bit flexible to accommodate for this thing. Because if you've not done the hot air balloon, you've really missed out on a lot. And this is finally taking off. And we're into the skies. And finally it's done. We've finished our hot air balloon ride. It's a once in a lifetime experience, so I think everyone should definitely try this. We were very lucky that the weather stayed good, the winds were in our favor, and our pilot was extremely skilled. His name is Gokhan, and he is with Butterfly Balloons, and that's the operator that I recommend as well. Really fun. It was super smooth, and yes, please wear your gloves, wear winter socks, and ensure that you have a hoodie, because it can get pretty cold up 1000 meters. So you go max 1000 meters, and it's a 1 hour 10-minute ride to the end of this leg of Cappadocia, and lots more happening in Turkey. Catch up with you guys soon.